In a world shaped by noise and motion, there are still places where the earth speaks in whispers, where time slows and the wild, untamed beauty of nature wraps around you like an old song. These are not just destinations, they are invitations to breathe deeper, to wander farther, to remember what it means to feel small beneath a wide, endless sky. From glacier-carved valleys to coral kingdoms beneath the sea, we journey across continents in search of landscapes that stir the soul. So leave behind the ordinary and step into the extraordinary. This is your guide to 10 dream destinations for nature lovers. And it begins in a land sculpted by ice and silence, at the edge of the world. Destination 1. Fiordland National Park, New Zealand. Tucked into the remote southwest corner of New Zealand's South Island lies a landscape forged in the age of glaciers. Here, steep granite cliffs rise from inky waters, veiled in mist and streaked with waterfalls that tumble from the clouds. This is Fiordland, a place so wild, so untouched, it feels more like myth than map. Fiordland National Park is part of the Te Wahipounamu World Heritage Area, a region sacred to the Maori and home to some of the most dramatic scenery on Earth. Rainfall is near constant, but it's a gift, feeding the lush, temperate rainforests and painting the cliffs with silver threads of water that shift and shimmer with the light. What makes Fiordland visually unique is its stillness. Mirror-like fjords reflect mountain spires so perfectly, it's hard to tell where the land ends and the sky begins. Milford Sound, the most iconic of these fjords, is often called the eighth wonder of the world. Explore by kayak as dolphins arc beside you in the dark water. Hike the Routeburn Track, where alpine meadows open to panoramic views of snow-capped peaks. Or cruise through the fjords at dawn, when the first light paints the cliffs in gold and clouds drift like breath across the water. In 2025, a new EcoPass system allows off-peak access to some of the park's most sensitive areas, offering a more intimate, low-impact way to experience its wonders. Fiordland is not a place to see. It is a place to feel. And if you let it, it will remind you of everything that still moves quietly in the world. Destination 2. Banff National Park, Canada. Where glaciers sleep in the cradle of jagged peaks and turquoise lakes shimmer like gemstones, there lies a land shaped by ice and wilderness. This is Banff, the heart of the Canadian Rockies and a sanctuary where every valley, river, and ridgeline tells the story of deep time. Established in 1885, Banff is Canada's first national park and one of its most iconic. Spanning over 6,600 square kilometers in Alberta, it's a vast canvas of alpine meadows, ancient glaciers, and dense pine forests. But more than its scale, it's the clarity of the land that draws you in that feels eternal. What makes Banff visually unique is its palette. The lakes here are unlike anywhere else on Earth. Lake Louise glows a milky turquoise, fed by rock flour from melting glaciers. Moraine Lake, nestled in the Valley of the Ten Peaks, shifts in hue with the seasons, from icy blue to sapphire, reflecting a skyline that feels carved by the gods. Rise early to canoe across still waters as morning mist curls across the surface. Or take to the sky on a gondola ride above Banff townsite, where elk graze below and mountain ranges ripple to the horizon. In 2025, Banff has deepened its commitment to conservation with the introduction of new electric shuttle routes connecting the most popular sites, making it easier and greener to explore without a car. Banff is a place where nature doesn't just surround you, it holds you, in its quiet, its grandeur, and its light. And for those who walk its trails with open eyes, it offers something far more than scenery. It offers stillness. Destination 3. Big Island, Hawaii, USA. On an island born of fire, where the earth still breathes and the sea whispers to blackened shores, nature reveals both its raw power and its quiet poetry. This is Hawaii's Big Island, a land of contrasts, where molten rock meets misty rainforest and snow-capped summits rise above tropical coastlines. The largest of the Hawaiian islands, the Big Island is a living geological story, shaped by 5 volcanoes, 2 of which remain active. Nowhere else can you witness the planet's creation unfolding in real time. Yet alongside this elemental energy is a deep cultural spirit, rooted in Hawaiian traditions and reverence for the land, or Ina. Visually, the island is a study in extremes. In one day, you can walk across a cooled lava field that crackles beneath your feet, swim beneath lush waterfalls in a rainforest canyon, and gaze down from Mauna Kea, a dormant volcano whose summit often wears a crown of snow. Venture into Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, where Kilauea continues to reshape the landscape with slow, glowing force. Hike the trail into the heart of Waipio Valley, where cliffs rise like sentinels above taro fields and wild horses graze by the sea. In 2025, Kilauea has entered a new eruptive phase, with safe observation areas allowing visitors to witness active lava flows, a rare and unforgettable experience. Expanded eco-guided tours now highlight the island's biodiversity and native conservation efforts, connecting travelers more deeply with its ecosystems and indigenous knowledge. The Big Island humbles you, not just with its scale, but with its sense of origin. That here, at the edge of creation, nature is still writing its story. And if you listen closely, you'll hear it in every wave, every breeze, every spark beneath the stars. Destination 4, Torres del Paine, Chilean Patagonia. At the southern edge of the world, where winds carve across endless steppe and clouds race over blue glass lakes, there stands a cathedral of stone. This is Torres del Paine, the crown jewel of Chilean Patagonia and one of the planet's last great wildernesses. Set within a national park that spans over 1,800 square kilometers, Torres del Paine is a land of elemental drama. Here, the iconic granite towers, Los Torres, rise like ancient guardians above the Patagonian plains, flanked by jagged horns and sprawling glaciers. Trek the legendary W Circuit, a 5-day journey that winds through valleys, past glaciers, and into the shadow of the towers themselves. Ride horseback across the Patagonian steppe, following paths once used by gauchos. Or take a boat to the face of the Gray Glacier, where deep blue ice cliffs stretch high above the waterline like frozen cathedrals. In 2025, a new network of eco-refugios and upgraded trails offers travelers more sustainable ways to explore the park, with lighter footprints and deeper comfort. Solar-powered lodges, local guides, and stricter visitor caps protect this fragile ecosystem while enhancing the wilderness experience. Torres del Paine doesn't just offer views, it offers immersion. A place where the scale of the land redefines your sense of self, and where every breath of cold, clean air feels like a reminder. Destination 5, Plitvice Lakes National Park, Croatia. Hidden in the forested heart of Croatia lies a world that feels plucked from a storybook, a sanctuary where water dances endlessly from one emerald pool to the next. This is Plitvice Lakes National Park, a place where time flows with the waterfalls and every step leads deeper into a fairy tale of color and sound. A UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1979, Plitvice is the oldest and largest national park in Croatia. Tucked between the Mala Capella and Lika Pljesevica mountain ranges, its 16 lakes are strung together like liquid jewels, cascading down natural terraces carved from limestone and travertine. What makes Plitvice visually unique is its motion. Everywhere you look, water is moving. It flows in sheets, in ribbons, in sudden bursts from moss-covered cliffs. Walk the trails along the upper lakes, where waterfalls tumble from hidden heights and mist catches the morning light. Take a boat across Lake Kozjak, the park's largest lake, where the reflections blur the line between water and sky. In 2025, a new timed entry reservation system has been introduced to preserve the park's tranquility and biodiversity. Early morning and shoulder season access now come with bonus guided nature walks, giving visitors a chance to explore deeper trails away from the crowds and see the lakes as they were meant to be seen, quietly, slowly, intimately. Plitvice is not a destination you rush. It's a place you move through with wonder, listening to the language of water, watching light filter through the trees, and remembering how it feels to be completely surrounded by peace. Destination 6, Okavango Delta, Botswana. In the heart of southern Africa Where the desert should reign, a miracle of water unfolds each year, a river that flows not to the sea, but into the sands, creating one of the most extraordinary ecosystems on Earth. This is the Okavango Delta, Botswana's crown jewel, a living mosaic of life, movement, and silence. Fed by seasonal rains in the Angolan highlands, the Okavango River fans out across the Kalahari, flooding the desert and transforming it into an oasis of winding channels, lush islands, and vast reed-filled lagoons. Declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, this inland delta is one of the world's largest and most pristine, home to a staggering diversity of wildlife. What makes the Okavango visually unique is its rhythm, the interplay of water and earth, constantly shifting, constantly alive. Aerial views reveal a patchwork of green islands and blue veins, where elephants wade through lotus-filled channels and flocks of herons scatter, like brushstrokes, across the water. Glide silently through the waterways in a makoro, a traditional dugout canoe, as your guide points out tiny frogs camouflaged in reeds, or the ripple of a hippo just below the surface. Track lions and wild dogs across the dry islands of Moremi Game Reserve. In 2025, the Okavango Delta has seen a growing emphasis on low-impact tourism, with exclusive, solar-powered camps offering immersive safaris that support local conservation and communities. New green corridors are now connecting protected areas, creating safer paths for elephants and enhancing biodiversity throughout the region. To visit the Okavango is to witness a miracle, not one of grandeur or spectacle, but of balance, the stillness, the pulse, the deep and ancient harmony that reminds us we are guests in a much older world. Destination 7. Lofoten Islands, Norway. Far above the Arctic Circle, where jagged peaks rise like teeth from the sea and the sun lingers at midnight, a wild archipelago stretches across Norway's northern coast. These are the Lofoten Islands, a place where the raw drama of the landscape meets the quiet rhythm of coastal life. Set against the Norwegian Sea, the Lofoten Islands are shaped by ice, wind, and time. Towering granite spires plunge straight into sapphire fjords, while tiny fishing villages cling to sheltered coves, their red cabins, Rorbua, reflected in glassy waters. What makes Lofoten visually unique is the contrast. The mountains are sharp and shadowed, but the beaches, like Hawkland and Uttercleave, are pale and smooth. During the summer months, the midnight sun bathes everything in golden light. In winter, the northern lights ripple like green fire across snow-covered peaks. Climb the trail to Rienbringen for panoramic views over the village of Rain, where steep cliffs drop into a patchwork of islands and fjords. Kayak through Nussfjord, one of the best-preserved fishing villages in Norway, or hike along coastal paths where sea eagles soar overhead. In 2025, new ecotourism regulations have capped cruise ship traffic, allowing for a more peaceful, environmentally mindful experience. Electric ferries now connect the islands, and expanded local homestays give travelers a chance to immerse in Sami culture and coastal traditions while supporting local families. Lofoten is not just a destination, it's a feeling. For nature lovers, it is a place not only to see the Earth's beauty, but to feel its soul. Destination 8. The Azores, Portugal. In the heart of the Atlantic Ocean, where volcanic peaks rise from the deep like ancient sentinels, lies an archipelago that feels like a secret kept by the Earth itself. This is the Azores, 9 emerald islands belonging to Portugal, where nature thrives in every direction, untouched and utterly alive. Formed by volcanic forces and shaped by ocean winds, the Azores are a world apart, closer to North America than mainland Europe, yet steeped in old-world charm. Here, green hills roll into crater lakes of impossible blue. What makes the Azores visually unique is their otherworldliness. On São Miguel, twin crater lakes, Lagoa Verde and Lagoa Azul, shimmer side by side in the volcanic caldera of Citadades. On Pico, Portugal's highest mountain towers above vineyards carved from lava rock. Hike the rim of an ancient volcano, where clouds float just below your feet. Swim in natural lava pools along the coast of Terceira. In 2025, The Azores have been recognized as a global model for sustainable tourism, with new eco-routes connecting trails, thermal spas, and local farms. Travelers can now explore island to island via hybrid ferries, and new marine sanctuaries ensure the archipelago's marine life remains protected for generations to come. The Azores are a reminder that wild beauty doesn't need to shout to be heard. It speaks softly, the quiet thunder of a distant wave, the hush of mist across a crater lake. And for those who listen, it offers peace. Destination 9. Aoraki/Mount Cook National Park, New Zealand. High in the southern Alps of New Zealand, where the sky feels impossibly close and glaciers carve their way through ancient rock, there stands a mountain revered in both myth and memory. This is Aoraki, Mount Cook, the tallest peak in Aotearoa, and the centerpiece of a national park where nature is both majestic and humbling. Aoraki/Mount Cook National Park lies in the heart of the South Island's Te Wahipounamu World Heritage Area. Named after the Maori ancestor Aoraki, this landscape holds deep spiritual significance. What makes Aoraki visually unique is its stark grandeur. Beneath the mountain's snow-draped summit lie sweeping valleys of golden tussock, glacial lakes tinted milky turquoise by rock flour, and moraines that trace the retreat of ancient ice. Take the Hooker Valley Track at dawn, a gentle hike that winds across swing bridges and past alpine streams, ending in a breathtaking view of Aoraki reflected in the still waters of Hooker Lake. In 2025, new conservation programs and glacial monitoring stations have made Aoraki a center for climate education. A new partnership with local iwi tribes also brings Maori stories, language, and guardianship into the heart of the visitor experience. Aoraki is not just a mountain, it is a guidepost. A place where you feel the vast age of the world beneath your feet, and where each breath of thin, alpine air fills you with something older than wonder, reverence. Destination 10. Borneo Rainforest, Malaysia and Indonesia. Deep in the heart of Southeast Asia, on the equator's edge, lies a jungle so ancient that it predates the Amazon, a cathedral of green where life teems in every shadow and silence is broken only by the call of wild things. This is the Borneo Rainforest, one of the most biodiverse places on Earth, and a final frontier for the planet's most elusive creatures. Shared by Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei, Borneo's rainforest is over 140 million years old. Towering dipterocarp trees form the canopy, their trunks cloaked in moss and orchids. Mist rises at dawn through tangled vines and treetop webs. What makes Borneo visually unique is its sheer density, where everything seems alive. Orangutans swing through the treetops with quiet grace. And in rare moments of stillness, you may glimpse the eyes of a clouded leopard watching from the green. Explore the Danam Valley Conservation Area in Malaysian Sabah, where hanging bridges offer views across the jungle canopy. Cruise the Kinabatangan River at twilight, where proboscis monkeys leap from tree to tree, and crocodiles glide silently below. In 2025, new eco-lodges and indigenous-led wildlife tours offer immersive, low-impact ways to experience Borneo's rainforest, while directly supporting conservation and local communities. Landmark reforestation projects are underway and now have safe corridors to thrive. Borneo's rainforest is more than a destination. It is a living memory for the nature lover. It's not just a journey into the wild, but a journey into responsibility, awe, and hope. In every corner of this earth, nature offers moments that awaken something timeless within us, a sense of scale, of silence, of wonder. From glacial peaks to volcanic islands, from golden plains to tangled jungle, the world still holds spaces untouched by hurry, unspoiled by noise. These dream destinations aren't just places to visit. They are reminders of beauty that asks for nothing but our attention, of ecosystems that thrive when we tread lightly. So whether you wander far or simply dream from home, may these places inspire you to slow down, to look deeper, and to fall in love with the wild world all over again. This has been 10 dream destinations for nature lovers. Thank you for joining the journey.